Hi guys. Sorry I have to look at the day. Hopefully you guys have been doing good. I wanted to come and say hi to you guys because it's been a minute, so yeah, hopefully everybody's doing good. Happy Thursday. No, it's funny because I know I used to post a lot more than I do on my YouTube back in the day, But I was thinking, it's so crazy to me because back then, I actually had an urge to post. I was just guided, I feel to post a lot. So I remember I would wake up every day and just post a video, But it's so weird because it seemed like I was guided to do that. And so I was just hell bent on it. I would get all these different ideas and I just act on them, and I just felt like I was just guided to be on top of my videos back then. But I feel like it was for a reason, and recently I haven't been getting that call to do any videos, so I've been focusing more on my podcast on Spotify, and the other platforms I submitted it to. And I feel like I was guided to put more work into my podcast, since my YouTube, already put a lot of work in before, and so, I don't know, I think I was guided to post more recently on my podcast versus YouTube, and I think it's for a reason, because I'm talking about my side of the story of what I actually experienced, and I don't know, I was guided to do more podcasts than my YouTube recently, so I think there's always a reason for it. So I always go with my intuition, so I've been over there a lot, but I do understand I need to post over here too, so, I'm trying to find a balance with that, which it won't be that hard, but but I think I was doing my podcast for a reason, or I've been called to do it recently more often than not, and I feel like there's a reason for that. But now I feel like I'm kind of caught up, so now I can switch, do both. I don't know, but I'm back, and I just wanted to say hi to you guys. And I was thinking too, I was blocked a lot on YouTube too before, and I had a lot of people hating on me and stuff. But the thing is, back then, even because I think the last time I ever seen anyone view my channel was when I first started, so my first, second, and third video, and then after that I stopped getting views. And but I kept going because that wasn't my sole purpose for the videos, not the following, not my views or the money, that wasn't the reason why I created the YouTube in the first place. So I continued to create the videos, regardless of how many views I got or anything, but it was for a purpose. And if I would if my purpose, if my main focus was the views or my subscribers, I would have stopped a long time ago. A long time ago. I've been doing this for since 2020, I believe, or 2021. And so yeah, it's been a minute. So that wasn't my main focus, but my focus was to help people, but I did get discouraged, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit, because I felt like my messages wasn't getting out there to people that actually needed to hear them, and they were being blocked. So I was feeling like people that didn't need to hear it was the ones getting the information, but blocking it from everybody else that needed to hear it, and so I did get discouraged a little bit. But in the end, I understand that at least I'll still have a trail of them, of my videos. So if I came into contact with anyone, I could just let them know, to go check it out. But you know what? No matter how many times or how much they try to block me with my everything I try to do, literally, I just keep going because of the fact that, you know, I know I have a purpose, you know, and I can't let them stop me from pushing forward, you know, regardless. And I think they're dumbfounded because they thought I was gonna give up because of the fact that I don't get a lot of views, or, you know, or they try to cause certain adversities for me, you know, to stop me from improving on myself and pushing forward on my channels, you know. But they're dumbfounded because they felt like I should have gave up by now. But they failed to realize, like, that wasn't the reason why I made the channel, you know. So because of the fact that my main focus wasn't on my views or my subscribers, I didn't really need that to keep pushing, to validate me, you know. So regardless of how many blocks they tried to put into me, cause me, you know, I kept pushing it forward, you know. And I never stopped, but they want me to stop. But I'm not gonna stop. So, you know, eventually one day you guys will see them. But I don't know, I just don't, like, I know I always talk about money and stuff like that. Like, I love money. I'm not gonna say I don't love money. Like, who doesn't love money? You know. But like, the difference with me is that, like, that's not my main focus. You understand? It's like, my main focus is to help people, you know. It's not about the money for me. And then the money comes, yeah, I'll be super happy, you know. But that'll just be a cherry on top, you know, or the icing on top of the cake. And so, but that's not my main focus, right? So I even mentioned this in my previous videos, that, like, my main focus is on helping people, right? And then in the end, like, I'll get everything I'll need, you know, out of it, because, you know, I'm actually focusing on the main purpose of the channel, you know, not by the views. Because if I was focusing on the views and the subscribers, I would have quit a long time ago, you know, because that would have been my main focus. So I think they failed to realize that my main focus, they didn't know what my main focus was. Maybe they thought it was about money, but it wasn't. So regardless of how many times they tried to block it, I kept going, you know. And I feel like my podcast is pretty good. I'm gonna keep working on that, but I wanted to come on, and plus on top of that, you know, nothing like they do to me like brings me down, to be honest, because yeah, I was put through a lot of adversities and setbacks and blockages on everything I did, you know, but in the end, I always found the inner strength to keep going, because I felt like I had more to do, you know. I didn't want to stop and give up on myself. There's times I wanted to, but even if I have that thought, you know, it gets erased immediately or really fast, you know, and then I just get back on track, you know, because I try not to give up on myself majority of the time, you know. And, you know, I've been talked about, you know, all kinds of stuff. But the craziest thing is, like, a lot of times when all that stuff is going on, I was getting talked about behind my back and all that stuff. Of course it's behind my back, first of all, because of course they're not going to say it to my face. But, like, the whole time that was all happening, you know, I didn't even freaking know, because I have so much fun with myself, you know, because I love myself, genuinely love myself. And even though they try to isolate me and take people away from me and ruin all my relationships and cause me adversities and all this crazy stuff, like, I was still have the inner strength to keep pushing because of the fact that I love myself. So like, even though they try to isolate me, like they thought I was going to be hurt by it because maybe I wasn't going to parties or doing all this stuff, right? They thought it was going to hurt me, but in the end it helped me, and it didn't hurt me because I like to be introverted a lot of times anyway. I could switch it up, and by me being introverted and by them trying to isolate me, it just helped me gain more knowledge literally with wisdom, you know. And it didn't really hurt me because, you know, it didn't really hurt me because of the fact that I don't really need those. Like, I'm the type where like I find happiness within myself, so like I know how to make myself have fun without anyone around me. I could do it by myself, you know. Or like maybe I'll dance a lot because that makes me have fun. That's where my happiness is, you know. I don't have to have people around me to validate myself or to feel comfortable, you know. So I'm comfortable within my own skin pretty much. So when they tried to isolate me, it didn't do anything but elevate me, and I was able to spend more time with myself and learn more about myself that I've never known. And you know, it didn't really hurt me, and they tried to break my heart and stuff, but it didn't work because I love myself too much. You know, so a lot of times when that stuff was going on, I didn't even freaking know about it. I was just happy in general anyway, because I'm just like that, and I'm just happy in anyway with myself. You know, so when I hear about it, I just feel like that's so crazy. I didn't even know. You know, so they probably thought they're laughing at me and stuff, and probably thinking like I was having a tough time, but I actually was having the time of my life. You know, I was able to practice all my gifts and like pretty much explore my gifts more. So I don't know, it's pretty amazing. So like that's where they failed at, I guess. That's where they got dumbfounded, you know. But it's okay. Because in the end of the day, as long as you guys get the messages, that's all I care about, to be honest. And you know, it's whatever. And you know, the money part is fine. You know, I don't have an issue with money. My issue with money is like whenever you prioritize it and like, you know, you don't put any type of the same type of love into everything else, as far as like your relationships or just how you love yourself, you know. So I think the only time money will become an issue is if, you know, people prioritize it too much and put it above everything else. You know, if there's a balance, there's a difference, right? So if I had money, I'll still be happy. If I didn't have money, I'm gonna still be happy, you know. So that just wasn't my main purpose for creating these videos, and I guess they thought it was gonna break me down, but it didn't. So as long as you guys see them is all I care about. And if I start making money off it, yeah, that'll be cool, but that'll just be icing on a cake, you know. But I've mentioned this before in my previous videos, so you guys already know how I am. And it's so crazy because it seems like the more that I don't worry about money and stuff like that, the more that it attracts to me. Or like something will happen to where I have a lot of money, or like I just never really have to stress. Even if I do stress, it goes away like really fast because I always find a solution, or a solution always comes to me to where I'm out of the situation, and so I don't really stress about anything. And I think the more that I'm like that and not so greedy with money, that's when it kind of flows to me, because I'm not being greedy about it, you know. It reminds me of this movie Like, it reminds me of this movie. I think I mentioned this before, maybe not, but I think I mentioned it on my podcast. But I was watching this movie one day, and this lady, she worked at this hotel. I think she was a manager, and she was going through, like, I think she had a lot of issues going on. She's a single parent, and she's struggling, but she's a manager at the motel, and there was a crime that happened to where someone got shot in one of the rooms over money, and the guy came to get the money, the other guy, and he kind of held her hostage, you know. But I guess, like, after getting to know her more, you know, he ended up just giving her money, you know, for a stash for herself. And I think she took it, you know. But, you know, he kept fighting with this other guy to get the money. You know, they were fighting a lot, and she didn't really care about the money too much because, you know, she was just the manager of the motel, you know. She didn't really do, like, messed up things for money or anything like that, you know. But, you know, he did, and he was fighting with the other guy for the money. And, like, it's so crazy because he did give her a little stash, you know. But, like, in the end, he ended up getting shot. So I think he died. And then the other guy died. Like, they were shooting each other, I think. And, like, the other guy was dying. Like, he got shot in the stomach. And, like, he's running to the car, but he was still trying to pick up the money. And I'm just like, dude, you're dying. Like, what are you going to do with the money now? You know, just being so greedy, you know. And it's so crazy because they're, like, really greedy over the money. And they both died, you know. So they didn't even get to enjoy it. So, like, all of it was done for no reason, you know. And they both lost their lives. And the craziest part about the movie is that she ended up walking away with all the money. She did. But that wasn't her main focus, you know. She wasn't greedy. But by her not being greedy and chasing after money so much, she ended up gaining it all in the end. And they both died, you know. So, but she only took what she needed. That's what I liked about the movie. She only took what she needed. You know, she wasn't greedy and then take everything, you know. But her and her daughter was able to walk away. And they had money. So, but by her not being so greedy, you know, with the money, it just came to her, you know. And she's the only one that survived. But that's how I view it. I don't like if I love it, right? But, like, if I ever, like, became, like, a millionaire or anything like that, I don't think I would just spend it all, you know. I would just invest wisely and, you know, I wouldn't be greedy with it, you know. I'll help people, actually help people. And the craziest thing about that is, like, I think I was supposed to be helping people a long time ago when my kids were little babies, because I used to dream. I had this dream one day that I had this huge house, right? And, like, my kids, they're like babies, like toddlers. And I seen them, they're in the basement and they're sitting in their little, you know, the little kids lawn chairs. They're sitting in those and they're watching TV. And then they had all these nannies. They're all, like, doing their hair and, like, taking care of them. And they were just around my kids, a lot of nannies. And, like, they're taken care of. And so, like, I'm watching this go down. So I'm, like, seeing all my kids taken care of. And, like, they're just chilling. And then I started seeing charities flash before my eyes. So, like, I was, like, donating to charities and stuff. Like, a lot of different charities. That's all I was seeing in my dream. And I just had all this money, and I was just, like, donating to charities and doing all this cool stuff with people, for other people. But that was, like, when my kids were toddlers, when I had that dream, you know. And so I seen them being taken care of, and I seen me donating to a lot of charities. And then right after that, it looked like the bathtub in the bathroom was upside down. Is weird. And then, like, somebody was at my front door, and so I opened the door and it was one of my family members. But then across the street you could see, like, I seen this. It was nighttime, right, when I opened the door, and it was one of my family members, and we're talking, right? And then like all of a sudden I seen this guy walking up the street from across the street in the dark. Sorry, I know my phone's acting crazy, but anyway, so there was a family member that came up to my door, and I opened the door, and it was dark outside. And I remember like across the street, I looked across the street, and there was I seen this person. He had like a long black cloak looking thing on, and he's walking up. He looked like the angel of death, literally the angel of death. I seen him like, but he's like walking up the street, like he's across the street looking at us. Like he walked up the sidewalk a little bit, and he looked at my house, and he saw me and a family member talking, but he's just looking at me. And then I woke up, and so I don't know what that meant, but it's probably blockages, you know. So I think I was supposed to have been doing this a long time ago, but my kids are little. But it's okay, because I still have time, you know. And it's crazy because that was like a long time ago when I dreamt that, when they were actually little, when I dreamt that, you know. So I woke up like, oh my God, I think I'm supposed to be rich. And because I seen me donating to all these charities and stuff, and you know, the nannies and all that. But I just think it was blocked, but it's okay, because I could still do it, you know, even though it was delayed a little bit. I still have time, you know. But that's why, like, regardless of how many times they try to block me or do anything, like, I still have that determination within me to keep going, because I don't know, I just love it, and that's just me. But I love myself too much to give up on myself and do anything that they want me to do. I do what I want to do, regardless. So that's how I am, and that's how I'm always gonna be. So I think that's where they got dumbfounded, because I guess they thought maybe that's what they would have done if they were me, but I'm not like them. So I guess that's where they miscalculated their the execution of their plans. But I'm gonna get out of here for my phone start acting up again. So I have to look through my storage and delete some stuff. So that's what I'll be doing today. But I just wanted to come say hi to you guys and wish you guys a good day. And don't forget, you can check out my podcast too. It's under Real Life Stories, I believe. But you guys will see my face. You'll see Danica next to it, I believe. But yeah, that's if you guys don't know. But I'm gonna get out of here and do me. So I hope you guys have a good day. Love you. Bye.